So first thing is, we're gonna cover 5 points. You know what I'm saying? And the first one is the religious matrix that has a lot to do with the world that we see and the world that we live in.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I got
everything.
Go to the list.
Yeah, everything is derived from this religious matrix. Everything comes from the structure of the stores all the way down to the way they operate is all based off the church. Business is orchestrated the same way off the structure of the church. Denominations, different types of banks, different stores you can go to. The layout is different, but essentially they the same. They the places for you to take your money. You know what I'm saying? One, you can exchange your money for food, and the other one, you exchange your money for, notes and checks and stuff like that. But they the same, and they are, what we seeing today is that church has been fooling motherfuckers since the beginning of time. That's what we looking at. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to sit there and tell you, oh yeah, because they took it back to slavery and they pushed Jesus on us. No, it got something to do a little bit further back than that. You know what I'm saying? Because they had churches when Jesus was alive. Yeah. And if you could recall in the Bible, it talked about when Jesus went to the church and saw the motherfucker operating in commerce, that he destroyed the church. He tore it up. The first recording of Jesus losing his temper, which tells you right there, you know what I'm saying? Everything throughout time, they ignored all messages from Jesus, even though they worship this man. Yeah. And that's crazy to me. But it tells you.
He agree with it. Listen, like, how you feel about that? Like he destroyed the temple.
So what?
Because he didn't agree with the tradition they had going on. That's why he destroyed the temple, right?
Yeah, well, they was up in there selling shit and shit like that. You ain't supposed to be selling nothing, not in the church. And I'm sure with like I came up in the South, and there was this particular church. Now, mind you, I was a Baptist as a child. Yeah. I remember being baptized and everything. But somehow in between, as I got older, I was forced to go to Kojic, forced to be in a Kojic church. And it was for the first time in my life I had seen, after Sunday school, before they start the main service, there's this little intermission time in between, which is like 15, 20 minutes, something like that. Yeah. And all the kids would rush to the back to the kitchen, and the pastor's wife would be charging us for like hot dogs and pop and shit like that. Like, this motherfucker got a business going on in the back.
Yeah, they hustling.
And these the same motherfuckers with the nerve to want to ask for tithes and offering. Like, shit, you made your tithes and offering off the children in the back. But they don't count that money. Because they like, what I'm saying, that shit's there, but, like one of the traditions Jesus condemned.
Kind of like a pippin system, corporatized.
Yeah. And it wasn't until I came up to Kansas where I seen and understood that shit was outright wrong. Because in the white churches, they don't do that kind of shit at all. Your money is no good with them during, the Lord's Day. Matter of fact, they had a bus. They used to like come to the hood and shit like that, pick up the kids, feed them, give them junk food for free. And all the kids had to do was stay there, listen to something from the daily bread and hear a prayer, and then go on about your day. Mm-hmm. We used to go to lunch, you know what I'm saying, in high school. Like, they had a church like right down the street. We'd go to lunch, and like they had to been inspired by God. whoever them cooks was, because they always made more than enough. I was always going to get seconds and thirds because the food was just that good.
Yeah.
And guess what? All they did, they prayed, and they wasn't even looking for members.
But the church is a non-profit organization, so they get paid by the government automatically.
Oh yeah, and they could. That's the way I would say that the white churches survive,
Yeah.
but they also do for the community.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, you know what I'm saying. They not some motherfuckers that they stuff in their pockets, and you know what I'm saying. You see them living lavish. Now, like the pastor still drive the same car from when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the belief and some of it be so strong to the point it becomes a cult. But it's only a cult down south. Up in Kansas, I realized that church is a cult. Up here, it's different. The Catholic system is a cult in the northern area, while every other church is just another church.
Yeah.
Down south, Christianity rules. It's the cult. It's the cult of the society. If you ain't a member of their church, they don't fuck with you. If you don't go to their church, they don't fuck with you. They don't care if you a Baptist. They relatives.
Yeah.
On down the line. They don't care. They not fucking with you because you don't go to their church. You don't listen to their pastor. They don't care nothing about none of that shit. And that shit's crazy as hell.
Yeah. It's a game of divide and conquer, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they divide it.
Yeah, but the problem is, you know what I'm saying? All this does is set people up for more bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Because every pastor, and one of the things that I loved about the Baptist church was our pastor was human, well, our reverend. And he didn't make no excuses about his life. He didn't have excuses about his life.
Yeah.
One thing I could say is that man, when he got up on that pulpit and came up to that mic, he spoke the words of God. He talked a little bit about himself and his own situation, and he always reinforced the concept that he was human. Don't look at me as a saint. Don't look at me, you know what I'm saying, as somebody that's above everybody else. No, I'm human. Because he got locked up
That's the proper way.
when I was a kid. Yeah, he that motherfucker was knocking out his wife.
No.
And he came to church. He came
That ain't funny
he
though.
came on that Sunday and said, man, y'all keep y'all hands off these women.
They say,
I was like, who called the police on you, big dog?
yeah.
But that was a more honest time. And now you got pastors that's gay, hiding about and they preaching the word of God and all that weird. And the thing about it is, I call it the Matrix just because of the simple fact, once it got your ass, you lost.
Yeah, you stuck. You trapped until
Yeah.
you free yourself.
Yeah. And the only way you gonna free yourself is if you with your own eyes witness an abomination.
Yeah.
And like I said, I ain't been to church in years, so I can't sit here and tell you what's today's abomination because I don't know. Because you got to remember, in the Matrix, it's totally different than in the real world. In the Matrix system, back in the day, it was if he who lay with another man, he shall be stoned. And then they went out there, if the pastor got a wife and then he over there kissing another man outside the church, people stop going to his church.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not, I don't think that's what we're looking at nowadays because they came out with a Queen James version of the Bible. And basically, everything that the Bible's saying don't do, they do.
No.
The Bible says, "Thou shalt not murder," right? Do not commit murder. Well, for what the gays didn't do, scientists did. They didn't find a way for you to pay for your own murder. Pay them to kill you. And people just think this is just the most amazing news ever.
Dang.
And going with and going with this church nonsense, it also sets the tone and the structure for people because you not, I ain't gonna say allowed to, because you're allowed to love whoever you choose to. But if you don't follow this church rules or follow these guidelines, these people, this is where the lack of love is at. Because you don't love thy neighbor if you won't speak to him because he go to a different church. Y'all can't fellowship and eat together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how can you be a moral authority on this and then neglect the fact that that's your brother, even though he is Lutheran? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or a 7-day Adventist.
They like a form of mental prison because you always divide yourself by something. You know what I'm saying? If somebody believes something different, you automatically divide it. You feel me? When the whole everything in one, we all one. So that's a picture in itself. Once you try to divide yourself from other denominations and stuff.
Oh yeah. And in the Bible, it said that God hid amongst man, which is even universally true. He hid amongst man. Now, how can God hide amongst man in the books that are about him? So your Bible is not the truth, but it's a piece of the whole. Same with the Quran, the Torah, the Book of the Dead. You name them books, they all are part of the whole.
Yeah.
And you only got just clues here. You know what I'm saying? And like you discussed with me, it's in the Quran, that's the moon worship.
Yeah.
The Holy Bible, sun worship. Where if we got that, we got to have land worship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we also got the constellations as well. Because those two separate events, the stars still shine, and when the sun is out, we just don't see them.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of them go hand in hand.
Yeah. And don't get in my childhood, I went to a lot of churches, and I never heard any pastor with my own ears preach separation. There was just some that the congregation took upon themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if the pastor knew about this, I think that he would put his congregation in check, because a lot of them don't know. They just take it upon themselves not to mingle with them. You can't even sit down with a Muslim just because he believes different than you, and you don't want your beliefs challenged. He don't want his challenged. It's pointless for y'all to even coexisting.
Yeah.
If y'all can put y'all beliefs to challenge, to debate. You see what I'm saying? It ain't about converting nobody. Shit, I could be just as wrong about all this shit. I don't care. But if you can enlighten me to something that, maybe something in that Christian Bible could, convince me that maybe I shouldn't strap a bomb to myself. Maybe I shouldn't hate my brother. You see what I'm saying? It could be in the Quran, vice versa.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't need to go pull a pistol every time I answer my door because I'm so afraid of my neighbor. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the Quran, it say no soul is permitted to die without the permission of Allah. So that right there, if Christians knew that and heard that and they believed in God so much, they would take that as the truth and run with it. That way you will walk in no fear.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing I think about religion. They teach fear. They push the fear aside.
Yes. Yes. This here is the foundation of the matrix. Like I said, it's the foundation of the matrix. This here is is literally the doorway to hell.
Yeah.
Because just like I said, the church, everything outside of the church is built off the church. And so it's a whole fear-based reality. You got the police, everybody's scared of this one virus
Mm-hmm.
with no proof, evidence whatsoever
Yeah.
that is lethal. Your car is more lethal than this virus. You know what I'm saying? But a good thing did come from all this. We have reduced our carbon footprint down.
Oh yeah.
They gonna announce it soon because due to airplanes stopping and shit like that, not flying because ain't nobody flying nowhere. They got cities on lockdown, so you're not going to them. There's nowhere to go. Ah man, we have done a great job reducing our carbon footprint.
Yeah, for Mother Nature.
Just one day saved us 10 years.
Yeah. Right.
But my
So
argument
what you got?
with them,
What religious people, what the preachers need to do, like what religious people need to focus on.
they need to focus on the religion of death.
Cause that's what they most.
And they need, they need to base all their decisions, everything that they all are off death. And what I mean by that is ask yourself the question, is you willing to die for a faith that is not your own? Are you willing to live and spend your entire life worshiping the philosophy of some other man than your own? Is you gonna trust the word of God? Allegedly. I'm gonna put allegedly. Because a lot of that, if you got just naked eyes, you can see that a man wrote this. You know what I'm saying? So either you gonna trust your experiences or you gonna believe in this book. Me, I trust my experience over the book. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As opposed to trusting the book over my experiences. That's like foolish. You know what I'm saying? Even now, if you look on Facebook, they talking about, they trying to pull up the Bible, hollering about plagues and all this shit here. And I'm saying to myself, if God, Mother Nature, the universe, some deity unleashed a plague, half the population to be gone and we wouldn't even know what hit us.
Yeah. Yeah.
All we would know is that people dying at a rapid rate and we don't know what to do. We don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? This here is common sense.
Yeah. That's basically what life is, common sense. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
but a lot of people don't have that, you know what I'm saying?
Like they look past their common sense and just try to follow the book or whatever the tradition is. But like I said, they need to focus on death. They most fear death and evil and shit like that. Like if you fear something, that is evil. Fear is evil to me.
It is. That's the vice of the devil. He controls people through fear. As long as there's something that can scare you, he controls you. There is no God in you if you're scared of anything.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? This comes from the superstition of the world, really. Like, I had went to the hospital. Out here, that's like the only free ATM you can go to, swipe your card, pull money off. It give you small bills, but, it's free. So I take $600 in tens real quick, you know what I'm saying? And, and go handle my business with it. But I walked in there, they had this table set out, like they trying to test people and shit like that for this virus. I say, oh, man, shit, I ain't here to be checked up on. I'm here to go get some money out this ATM and then I'm bouncing. They say, no, we can't allow nobody to use our ATM. You have to be a patient or visiting somebody. I'm like, what the fuck they got to do with the ATM? I'm not finna go touch nothing. I'm not finna go lay on nothing. You know what I'm saying? I got on long sleeves. I got on long pants, my shoes. You see what I'm saying? I'm just finna go get this money off and get the hell out of this store.
Yeah.
And they having about, I don't know, you know, they taking this pretty serious and all this shit here. My thing is, the motherfucker that's telling me this got a mask on her face. Now, what you scared of? Because if you gonna get it,
you gonna get it.
You know what I'm saying? There ain't no way around it. Yeah. None.
You can't avoid touching shit. Like, I tried to do that shit when I went to Walmart. I like, man, I just said, fuck it. You gonna,
yeah.
I'm saying, you gonna touch something. That's why you got hands. See, you gonna touch something where you go, every move you make.
Yeah. So and touch your face on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what they got going on as far as their system. But, you know, it's all fear-based. Yeah. And the fear-based the fear-basing of this virus has really shown the fuck out, because it has shown that people are naturally scary, which all of this shit translates into one thing, and that is devil worship. It don't matter if your ass a Christian, if you a Muslim, Hindu. It don't. If your ass is scared, you worship the devil. Period. Don't matter what book you got at home.
The fear brings chaos. Right? If you're scared, you're gonna cause chaos.
Yeah. You panic.
Yeah.
And everybody know that the first motherfucker to panic is often the motherfucker to get killed. Mm-hmm. This is the thing that DOT and all the motherfuckers, they can't figure out about these accidents is fear. Fear is what getting you killed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear a lot of people like we were doing like spirit works, and they be saying the first thing they say, I fear. That's where you mess up right there. That's why you attract it. If you fear shit, you attract fearful shit. You know what I'm saying? Fearful things. Fearful spirit. Yeah. They feed off of that. You gotta stand in your power.
Yeah. Fear nothing.
Yeah. Fear nothing. Be fearless. You are. Yeah.
And a lot of people, they don't want to take responsibility for nothing either. See, it's much easier to run to the church and hide. You know what I'm saying? Our religion, for that matter. It's easy to go run to them and go hide in them just because you don't want to take responsibility for nothing. You don't want to be responsible for your own existence, your own being, your own doing. Yes, it's easy to holler about, well, the devil made me do it. God damn it, when the devil ever spoke to you? You know what I'm saying? You did it because you wanted to. Yeah. I was lost in sin. How the hell was you lost in it? It looked like you was having fun to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But instead of just being upfront and honest, you will bullshit yourself to the grave.
Yeah. Being honest.
Under this idea that God was watching. You got some big brother over your shoulder that's counting up what you're doing good, what you're doing bad. No, I'll put it like this. Mother Earth keeps up with what you're doing. That's more so the truth. Now, she is the dictator between this and that. So if you run around being mean to people and ugly to motherfuckers, somebody knock your ass out one of these days because he was having a bad day, or you get shot to death, just know it was your fault. Regardless, you didn't have to know that man. Mother Earth said you did. You didn't have to know that police officer. Mother Nature said you knew him, and he knew you. Mm-hmm. They talked about, you know, how innocent black people was getting killed and all this shit here. And my thing is, it made us look weak as a whole due to the simple fact this ain't nothing but that Matrix bullshit all over again.
Yeah. Bullshit propaganda.
Yeah. Now, how the hell was he an innocent bystander or just an innocent man? We don't know nothing about what he did for a living. We don't know. You know, the thing with it with me is I don't know who you are in spirit. You could be higher ranked or lower ranked than me. Really don't matter. But disrespecting the wrong people could get you touched.
Yeah.
Even if it was just because you was having a bad day. You know, it's the wrong people, it can get you touched. Whether it affect you financially or it just cost you your fucking life. One or the other is true. Because things always happen that way. You know, they was talking about this gospel singer in Texas that got killed. The woman went into the wrong room or whatever. Went to the wrong room.
Yeah.
How the hell you go into the wrong room? You know what I'm saying? And then just so happened he was eating ice cream with his door unlocked. That's the first story they told.
Yeah.
Then they said she beat on the door. Now, what was it? Open? Beat on the door. And how was he sitting on the couch eating ice cream and he had to go unlock the door? You see what I'm saying? See, this here is what you call
category.
Yeah, and this here is what you would call a direct result of the infiltration of the matrix. You worship the devil anyway. Sooner or later, he gonna come collect. There ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why these so-called gospel singers are hard to find. You ain't gonna ever walk down Rodale Boulevard and see Mary Mary. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna ever catch them hanging out in the spot and then like that, or down in the hood where, you know, Christ is needed. But the problem is, you know, the church is so holy and so heavenly minded, they too stupid to realize that Jesus, if he was here, he would be in jail, he would be in poverty, he would be dead.
Yeah. They'd be the one to kill him again.
Yeah. And he only gonna be in those three. Just because of the simple fact, you know, he's for his people. And he don't need you for to sit there, submit and omit to God and none of that shit there, because he know everything is his father's. You know what I'm saying? The one that healed people and charged them no money. And the first people that'll say something will be the Christian, hollering about that's the devil.
Yeah.
Because and if you read the Bible, it tells you all damn near equally that the devil and Jesus is equal in power.
Yeah. You see how he took him up to the mountain?
Yeah.
At will. You know what I'm saying? That lets you know what type of power he had right there. He tested Jesus.
Yeah. Told him turn this rock into a loaf of bread and I give you the all the keys to the earth. I was shit. That was a hell of a deal, Jesus. Why didn't you take it?
I know, right? So that means
But
that lets you know that's a powerful message. He said to the earth. So he got some type of control over the earth, right?
he runs it. You know what I'm saying? The dominating thought is negative. Fear is negative. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the dominating thought,
Stress, negative, guilt, shame, all that negative, all that fear-based, like.
yeah. So guess what? If that's the dominating thought, Jesus ain't coming back.
You coming back, see the concept, you know what I'm saying? That I
That's why.
teach people that Christ consciousness is what coming back. Not literally Jesus, but the Christ consciousness in the people.
Well, he been here. If we go off the consciousness,
Yeah.
the problem is that you have to remember the matrix is what controls every damn thing. So Jesus is gonna be limited. He already at a disadvantage anyway because of his own followers. They think that they following him, but they're not. They following the devil.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he's already outnumbered because, 9 times out of 10, let's just say the Jesus conscious is present on all people, even though it is. It's conscious. It's a matter of whether you choose to go by it or you choose not to. But let's just look at it as far as, the aspect of modern day. The Jesus thought he wouldn't go to a church, mainly because he would be ignaziatic by people just worshiping him. That would get weird and that would get sickening. Every place he went to, they talking about him as a fairy godmother. So he would automatically be, away from the church or move away from the church just because of that nonsense alone. And then he would try to get out into some type of business or commerce. Well, if you ever heard about, the Catholic Church is like the most powerful entity. So if you remember the Catholic Church, these motherfuckers here, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yeah.
If you finna get this bank loan, you know what I'm saying? If you and this banker go to the same Catholic church, you're gonna get this loan. But since Jesus don't go to this Catholic church, guess what? You don't get the loan, buddy.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? You at the disadvantage. If you just so happen to, if a man hit you and you hit his ass back, and now you up here in this courtroom, since you don't go to the Catholic church because the judge is Catholic, guess what, buddy? You finna get the max allowed by law.
Mm-hmm.
You at the disadvantage all the way around just because you are not a part of the court system. You know what I'm saying? There's two big coats. There's religion, politics. If you ain't don't join those two, they throw your ass in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sooner or later, you got to submit to one of them. And even in politics, religion runs rampant in all of them. You know what I'm saying? People like to say that America is a Christian nation. I think more so we are an atheist nation. Just because, shit, we can't believe in God. Look at the shit that just happened over the past couple of days. Y'all bought all this toilet paper for what? Why do you need 3 months supplies over some shit they said stay home for 2 weeks? 2 weeks. Go home for 2 weeks and you buy 6 months worth of toilet tissue? That what was important? So you didn't think that maybe instead of stockpiling, maybe I should, go actually find myself. This is the greatest time ever. This is for a fucking awakening.
Yeah.
This is the time if we was gonna ever get this Jesus consciousness as the dominating thought, this would have been the time to do it. And you see, we fucked that up already.
Like
You know what I'm saying?
Get out until it happened, for real. Like it's all a joke until it happened.
Yeah. And to me,
prepared for this shit.
yeah. And like I said, to me, I think the government was more than fair to come out and say, they'll go home for 2 weeks, 14 days. 14 days. Y'all bought all the ground beef, Y'all bought all the sandwich meat. Where you gonna put this shit?
I know, right?
Then they bought all the bread in my store. And the problem that I'm looking at, because I don't know if ain't nobody paid attention to it, when this shit is over with, if it don't kill off the people that, you know, are already sickly, we're going to have more new cases of diabetes than any fucking thing that ever exists.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have, I'm talking like this shit going to skyrocket because you bought all this motherfucking bread, all this fucking starch. Y'all finna have health problems because y'all stockpiled on all this processed shit. Nobody thought to buy charcoal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody thought about grilling.
Yeah, you gotta have a survival kit.
Yeah. Me, I don't need one because of the simple fact, you know, I'm led by a totally different force.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that this shit's temporary. Do what I've always been doing. Oh, shit, don't change my life. I didn't start washing my hands because of germs. I wash my hands because I fuck with diesel all the time, and man, that shit get in your eyes, boy. That'll fuck you up because it start fucking with your eyesight. So I wash my hands frequently anyway. Because of that, I didn't need no virus to tell me that. Oh, it's a virus. Okay, well, let me think about this. So I had posted the video with the Neosporin and apple cider vinegar, right? Everybody saying it's an antibacterial. It'll do this, such and such. And I had so many negative motherfucking outlooks. Everybody was a doctor and a scientist for some odd ass reason. I'm like, it was a doctor that said, coat your nose. They ain't say stick the whole damn Q-tip up your shit and make sure you get your whole insides of your nose. It's just the lip of your nose, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Where them fucking hairs be sticking out at, and your motherfuckers look like animals anyway.
Yeah.
Just coat that little edge right there. They make a barrier so the germ can't get in. They've already said that the germ is big enough to get caught.
Okay.
Or the virus. The virus is big enough to get caught. So that right there will stop it. Oh, a motherfucker said, you know, it's a lot of people that's allergic to Neosporin. Okay, shit, easy fucking fix. All we had to do is look to nature for this. Now, there's only one antiviral, which is hundreds, but only one that I know of that everybody got access to. That's honey. Honey is an antiviral. But due to the nature of work that I do, I'm not gonna walk around with honey in my nose and motherfuckers think I just ate Winnie the Pooh out or something. Nah, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But take it. You know what I'm saying? Drink it. You know, like, I didn't think we lived in a world full of stupid people.
Yeah. And let's know how much mind control the media got over them.
Yes. Everybody hollering about validated scientists and shit like that. These scientists don't know much of shit. We behind because they chose to fuck off. Whoever was giving them money told them to fuck off, and we behind because of it. You know what I'm saying? This also is a part of the matrix because even the science community is based off the church. They science ain't gonna go no further than the church. Period. They holler about they found new discovery. These motherfuckers made a human body, and they say they can upload your conscience to this body. But ain't nobody been able to answer with certainty what and where the conscience is. Because it's not in your brain, it's not in your body. They excluded the fact that we are earth dwellers. So the earth only shares one consciousness. And we all share it individually. Yeah. This one consciousness. So how the fuck you gonna take the conscience out of this person and put it in this motherfucker? That's murder. And you're gonna charge them $250,000 for the body, and then you're gonna charge $250,000 for the surgery and then you're gonna hook this conscience to this fucking body, and guess what? That's murder.
Yeah.
However you chop it up, that's all you did. You committed murder. You got paid to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Because the conscience, if we want to be real about it, you know, if you think that motherfucker in your brain, all you finna find out is the codes in your brain that are represented by numbers that are like a computer. And all it's gonna mimic is the habits that you had in your body. So if you drank, if you smoked, if you did things at a timely manner, so at motherfucking 8:01, you lit up your cigar, guess what? You will never miss a beat until daylight saving time is hit. Then you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the consciousness has no sense of time.
Right. And it's infinite.
So how the hell, so how the hell you finna hook it up to a body? Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like you found a way to harness that shit. That was, oh my, they got millions of these bodies, of artificial bodies that will not age and will not die. They don't need to eat. And I don't think the motherfuckers even breathe. And you can change bodies at any time that you want to. But what they don't, with like I say, what they ain't telling you is that that's outright murder.
Do you think they're trying to take away from Mother Nature?
So what?
You know, by taking like the body away, you know, like the body, like nature, right?
Yeah.
So if you take the body away, like taking away the part of nature away, right?
The earth will, I really can't tell you if there's nobody here. But I'm sure it'll produce some other type of intelligence that's gonna be much worse than what we was. And these little artificial bodies that's running around, that AI shit, Mother Nature gonna find a way to destroy it. That's for certain. And I'm like, it shit. Mother Nature has not disappointed not one time in history.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes. Then you got this other piece of people that belongs in this so-called religious matrix.
Mm-hmm.
And these are these so-called motherfucking prophets. They claim they got the juice from God.
Mm-hmm.
God told them this to tell this to this person. Everything gonna be all right. You know, that's a simple fucking phrase. You know how simple that is? I can look at you and tell if you're going through something or not. That's not how I can read people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got so many books about that shit. It's unreal.
Psychology. That's it.
Yes. I'm gonna walk up to you. God know what you're going through. And he say it's gonna be all right. Of course it is. When has it not been all right?
Especially in the now. They're gonna be all right in that now, you know what I'm saying? Especially when they say it, because you in that now, you in that time.
Yeah.
When they saying that, you're gonna feel like it's gonna be all right.
Yeah, because you want to believe what they say.
Yeah.
And guess what? Everybody put so much hype on this man. Oh, he's a prophet. She's a prophetess. That's not a prophet.
Nah.
By far.
Nah.
Do you know how many people that literally, like, I'm not gonna put them on this thing or even say their names just because it's too many of them to name. But these people will vouch and tell you that anytime I came to them and told them something from God, none of it was ever pretty. None of it. The only thing that I had the power to do was to give them the option that, hey, you can avoid all this if you do this, and this. You can avoid all that. You can save yourself. But what you have to do it now. There is no tomorrow. There is no wait. Cause look, when he brought me to you and told me to tell you this shit, how this shit was finna unfold, there is no other option. And see, I'm the last resort. When I come to you, I'm literally it's almost too late. The shit didn't hit the fan already.
How be with me too, bro. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Coming from, I feel you.
So you don't get the opportunity to sit there and cry about it, think about it, and figure out, well, I don't know what the fuck he was on. Now you finna see. That was one of my friends, you know, and here's also one of the biggest problems is, you know, friendship is a motherfucker. Because when you got people that, you know, you fuck with, they think just because, you know, you got some type of insight that they don't have to take heed. You know what I'm saying? They think, well, you'll save them. That's not the case. I'm prohibited from doing sex. That one of my friends, I told her downfall, like, look, man, you finna get on drugs. I told her everything that was to come. You out here looking out for the wrong people. These people finna use you. Your ass finna lose everything. And the only way you gonna get it back is when you repent. I ain't say repent, but you know, like your actions is gonna have to stop this bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is repentance to me. Like you're gonna have to leave. You're gonna have to walk away completely from these motherfuckers. She ain't listen. Get what? As I laid it out to her, I'm talking about I watched it with my own eyes. Everything unfolded the way I said it did. And it was so motherfucking heart-wrenching because you don't want to see nobody, you know what I'm saying, call your friend, your motherfucker fucked up. But and you know you can't save them, but you tried. But it's a good thing.
I've been through that a lot too, man. I feel you.
Yeah, it's a good thing that it happens that way. Just because you learn real fast that your gift is not to be used just within your own house. Because when God gave it to us, nigga, you know, he already knew up front that hell, the oil wasn't gonna leave our house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We finna help out all, you know, everybody in our circle. So, you know, this here tells you how divine this shit is the fact that he made sure that the ones in your circle that you were gonna try to help, they weren't gonna listen to you. You gonna sing a beautiful song and they was not gonna hear it.
Be like that every time.
Man. But you can go to a white person, you can go to a Mexican, and you can tell them some shit, and them motherfuckers, they gonna do what you said as far as the way out to avoid it. But your own people, they ain't heard shit.
See,
They
that's
look at you.
with the religion matrix. They don't know how to pay attention to God's word.
Yeah.
How you just spoke there, that God speaking through man. And that's the only way he's gonna work for real. Through man.
That's it.
Dreams or something like that. But most of the time, through people.
Yeah, and they look for people as well. You know, that's also, they got something to do with perception, because if you've been conditioned to believe that a prophet looks like this and he dresses like this and he talks like this, you're gonna miss them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you come out like in Christian tradition, like nigga like us that come from the street, you sure enough ain't gonna look at us like no prophet. You gonna think we crazy.
Yep. And look at us as weird, and then goddamn the next day, your job say, hey man, we're making cutbacks, we don't need you no more. And then you be over there hollering about, God damn it, what was that nigga name? I just saw it. It happens.
Yep.
But, you know, like, I look at it, Only God's people know God's people. And I ain't gonna say we know it consciously because we don't. It's a feeling. It's a call from the unknown that puts you in the presence of these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit, I've gotten a better word of God from a junkie than I ever got from a motherfucker in a church.
Me too. Like, yeah. Kids,
You know,
you gotta pay attention
yep,
to kids. And older folks,
yep,
older people. Mm-hmm.
yep. Them children know it too, cause you know they still in direct contact with it.
Mm-hmm.
While and even the animals be in contact as well, but they don't have no choice. You know, they have to be because you know there is no other alternative for them. Ah, there you go.
My little ankle biter whip.
Yeah, I use plants.
Huh?
I say I use plants
Oh
because
yeah.
plants they in direct link with it.
Yeah.
And here's how you know. Let's say a bad person was to come in the house. Your plants gonna fall.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the sun is on them, they gonna fall. They'll start trembling because they can't perceive words. Even though they understand words, they can't perceive them. So, but they perceive your energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the plants will tremble. You know what I'm saying? They'll tremble their way low. Let you know you got somebody in here, man, motherfucker need to go out. If them plants start dying right there, like I had my cousin, you know, he stayed with me for a little bit and my plant died. He had it was only one rule I had. That was turn my lamp on the plant when you see the plants falling and give it water once a week.
Yeah.
I'm talking they shriveled up and I'm talking about died. I couldn't even bring them back to life.
Hey, yeah, like you said, they operate all that energy.
Yeah, and you know he was going through it or whatever and shit like that. But the problem was with the plant dying was he was bringing too many energies into the house that was not only negative, they were negative against his ass.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't even tell you was entertaining a motherfucker that was plotting against you. Look, the plant gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, people don't think to that. You know, people think that only people are conscious. Shit, every living thing is conscious. The rock is just as much alive as we are.
Oh, yeah.
But the rock don't need to speak. The rock don't need clothes. You know what I'm saying? It don't need to interpret feelings.
That's a lower form of consciousness.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or it could be the highest form, because you know the monks they don't talk.
You said a monk.
Yeah, and a rock.
I thought you said a rock.
Yeah, a rock at first, but I say a monk. You know they don't talk either, so it could be the highest form.
Yeah.
Because you know words, you know words get distorted. You know what I'm saying? The people that's gonna see this gonna take this shit, and you know they're gonna hear what they want to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What caters to them, what caters to their ego, what strokes them and make them feel good. But real prophecy don't stroke the ego. It don't care shit about the ego because the ego don't exist when you're dealing with prophecy and prophets. A prophet ain't gonna ever tell you nothing that felt good. Look at the Bible. What prophet said something that sounded good and appealing to the ear? None of them.
Right.
Even Jesus didn't say nothing that sounded good. You know what I'm saying? That was, you know, also one of the reasons they killed him.
Mm-hmm.
But I doubt that he was killed anyway due to the fact, you know, this is concrete evidence that Caesar ruled. And there's concrete evidence about the laws and how the crucifixion worked.
Yeah.
Those that rebelled against Caesar got the cross. Well, what the fuck is them thieves doing up there? How the hell you rebel and you stole something? And we don't know what it was. Could have been an apple, could have been, a shekel of gold. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But what the hell were they doing on the damn cross? Some of it's allegory and they like to paint a nice story, but they told the truth in regards to them prophets. They didn't sit there and preach and tell nobody prosperity. God coming up with a big bag of money. You're going to find out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Even the butler, David couldn't take over until the butler came till he met the butler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that right there tells you that you cannot have an idea about what a prophet gonna look like, how he's supposed to come, what he's supposed to. You can't have no idea whatsoever. Like me, I have no concept of a prophet because I don't know what one. I don't know what one is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do he supposed to dress in gold and white, or what does he do? You know what I'm saying?
But
Can you really?
that
Can you really just pull some nonsense to God?
Lifestyle for real.
So what?
They go along with the traditional lifestyle, how they expect a person to look.
Yes. They expect the prophets to be something other than human. Like shit, the angel ain't finna come down here and tell you no shit unless you want to guide. I'm not gonna say people, but you got to be one of his creations. See, everybody else is just replicas. Literally, a lot of people are just viruses.
Yeah.
Mutations, if you would. That's the majority of the world because they whole consciousness is a preset. You just do what everybody else doing. You ain't no fucking thinker.
Yeah, you're a slave to.
You see what I'm saying? You just marching along in the big. I'm talking about if we could put people in a circle around the globe. I'm talking about, goddamn it, we would speed the earth up, slow it down. Just walk in a circle because we got more of them than it is independent thinkers that will think for themselves. This is why God can't talk to man. This is why we don't have a lot of the shit because everybody is in the fashion of what's believable, what's not. We know, you know what I'm saying? Me, I don't have concepts of that shit. I don't think I know everything.
Yeah.
And don't pretend to either.
Yeah. You gotta always be willing to learn.
Yeah. And you had these prophets all up in the motherfucking church, man. If you have just seen them, well, they be sitting up in the motherfucking church with the shades on, or some of the women. I'm talking about they had them big motherfucking $2,000-$3,000 hats on.
Yeah.
Sitting up there looking like a motherfucking dead body. And then want to get up and talk some shit. Like shit. Like, what the fuck is this?
It turned to like a show, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
it is a fashion show.
Yeah. Full of discrimination and division. What she got on? What he look like? He smell like smoke.
Yeah. So and this here created the idea of who is God's people and who's not.
Yeah.
And this is also what created the next topic, which is nonsense, ancient nonsense in modern times.
Yeah.
Now you got people out here with this, they trying to find their African roots or whatever. And they out here calling themselves kings and queens, referring to every black woman as a queen, every black man as a king. All you motherfuckers ain't come down the line of royalty.
You feel me? African.
You know what I'm saying? They fucked that up with that shit.
Yeah.
You didn't come. You ain't from the bloodline. You ain't got the king's blood. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even nowhere near related to the pharaoh. Matter of fact, the truth is much uglier about the majority of these people, even with the Moors.
Yeah.
Because I read a book about the Moors that said it was the Moors that traded their people off into slavery.
Oh yeah, they were like the only
And then
free people because they sold they
yeah, and then
or whatever.
yeah, now if you look at some of the movies that go back to Africa, and you see them slaves marching and shit like that through the desert and shit like that, they being led by a black nigga in royalty clothing.
Just like on
A Moor.
Django. Remember when Django got freed?
Yeah.
He turned into like what we saying. Like
yeah.
or something. He could have had his own slaves or whatever. But you know,
Yeah.
the make it seem like they did something good. But I see through that shit.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to think of the movie. I can't pull it to my mind. But they were marching the slaves through Africa, and when they took them to the slave ship, the white man gave the nigga a bag of silver or gold or something like that, and he took it and gave them all them people that wasn't his. And these are the people that we call the Moors. Now, they want to sit there and claim that they went up there and they civilized Europe. They taught them how to use. So who the fuck taught you how to make it?
I know, right?
There's no evidence that proved that you was the only intelligence. And if there is any fucking Moors left in the motherfucking world, which there isn't, I guarantee you, we will corner his ass on where did you learn it, who taught it to you, where's your origins, where is your home, where people are you? And what we will find out is that they probably some niggas from Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember that the nations of people are broken up. You know what I'm saying? There are different nations and different people speak different languages in Africa. But these Moors are somehow the so-called, they claim they were the first people to America, which is an outright fucking lie. Because why they build statues of motherfuckers in South America that came from Africa? And even Christopher Columbus reported that the Indians told him that there was people that came from the southeast with black skin and gold-tipped spears. So where the fuck you come from?
That's a good question.
You just sprung your ass up out of nowhere hollering about we some Moors. And don't even know what the fuck a Moor is, a traitor to the people. And if we had the commanding authority, Moors would be the first people to wipe out. The first. Y'all got to go along with these kings and queens. Y'all, hell no.
Do you think the Moors connected to the government, right, with Mason?
Yeah, they are. They just as wicked. They just want to sit there and claim that outside shit just to seem, that's that self-righteous shit. That's all that pure ego. You just ego driven like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So what you think about the Egyptians?
They were a very advanced civilization.
I mean, what you think about the people now? Like how they the trend going on, like with the names. For example,
How they
Ogun and
how they betrayed.
Yeah, people taking up those names of the Egyptian gods and stuff. How you feel about that?
Well, I think they need to leave that shit alone because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And the reason why is because of the simple fact, We've already been there, done that. There is no such thing as, you know, them, then us. No, all of it is us.
Yeah.
All the way back. You know what I'm saying? And we each, the reason why the Egyptian dynasty was so brilliant and so massive far as advances in science and shit like that is because they knew who they was. And they weren't trying to go replicate that shit. They wanted to create a new. That's why you find pyramids all over the earth.
Exactly.
And then you got motherfuckers today that don't understand that concept alone is not about going back. It's about creating a new.
Yes, I had made a post like
So
on Facebook about everybody so focused on the past and instead of creating a new, being in the now,
yeah,
present. You never move
yeah,
forward.
we can figure out.
Past, you feel me?
Yeah, we would figure out a whole lot. We would do greater works than the Egyptians did if we just got here and stayed here. We just worried about today. We ain't worried about tomorrow. We ain't even looking at the future. We would figure out a lot of shit far greater than what they did. We would be the most advanced civilization since the Egyptians. But we can't do it because everybody want to go back and pick and choose. And this same picking and choosing, you know, you got motherfuckers talking about they Moors. There's no history of the Moors that predates the Egyptians. There is none. They didn't paint no fucking Moors on no damn pyramids. They didn't talk about them. So where y'all come from? Y'all just sprung y'all ass up. Y'all started y'all own shit in the midst of your own people to betray your own people. I think all y'all should be killed. And you don't think the goddamn government know that?
Another way of dividing the people to keep them in the
Yeah.
keep them inside the matrix.
Yep. How the hell you come from a blood? How the hell you know what part of Africa? That's the same with these motherfuckers with the kings and queens shit. How the fuck y'all know all this shit? When if you trace your family history back, you will find out that your history begins at a bill of sale. We ain't worried about what your grandma say and your great grandma and all this. Your shit begin at a bill of sale. This almost every black person in America. Bill of sale. That's where it started. That's where it's at. Bill of sale. We was property. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they talk that shit and want motherfuckers to buy into it, but we don't need to go back there. We left that shit alone. You know, I met an African in Kansas City. And you know, out of all the people, I figured an African would know. They got him. He brainwashed in the blood of Jesus too.
Oh, boy.
And he called his own shit witchcraft and devil worship, not knowing that he worships the devil himself. He just called by the name of Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus was a witch too, or a wizard.
Yeah, a warlock.
A warlock.
Shit, you worshiping the devil himself, and you gonna call your own people's spirituality demonic? He was telling me if somebody in Africa said that you would die at this time on this day, you're dead. Well, that's some shit we need to know.
I know that, right? That's true spirituality.
Yeah, that's the highest form of intelligence.
Yeah.
If you got people in Africa that's knowing this and knowing how to do this and knowing how to make fire and they can make it rain and they can alter the weather and shit like this, we need this type of information. The blood of Jesus ain't doing it. He ain't cutting it. And the reason why is because you murdered the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Kill somebody and then go worship him.
No, that's right. That don't make sense. They didn't worship the cross he died on.
Yeah.
It just ain't common sense to me. Do you worship the gun somebody got killed with? Oh, that don't even make sense.
Yeah, everybody running around with 4 5s.
Dang.
You know, but you know, this is human nature in its most primitive form, because people love relics. People can't get past the worship of idol gods. There's also the other disconnection between them and God, because you have these things that so-called represent him.
And you also, like, they give their power away.
Yeah.
Like they fear to stand in their power. Like that'll be wrong. They ain't
Yeah, and the thing.
Praise. That was certain Christians. No, that one of the main. When I grew up, they ain't worthy of God praise. Like they ain't worthy. I'm not worthy, Lord. Like that's so fear based and so low vibration to me. I'm worthy. I'm worthy of all praises. It's crazy. It's like how much mind control they got over people. They feel like they ain't worthy of God praise. Or the man that they worship.
Yeah, and the thing is, well, you know, they won't even praise themselves.
Exactly.
See, to me, I see the Bible as a compass, because if you read the Bible properly and just some of its just general context, you will get the habits of men represented as ideas of God. See, man is addicted to praise. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to talk about going outside, getting the groceries, and your woman say, "Ooh, you strong," or your woman up in the bed hollering, but wild. You know what I'm saying? Man is addicted to praise.
Feed the ego, right?
Yes. And they made God egocentric, hard to please. Because man himself is egocentric and hard to please. This is the idea of self, because what you say about somebody else, you're saying the truth about yourself.
Yeah.
You can't say these are the holy words of God. You said this about yourself.
Yeah.
Your ass is hard to please. Yes, you believe that there's a hell, so yes, you're going to condemn a motherfucker to it.
Yeah.
Death is hell. That's what we believe, because you can spit on the body, desecrate the body, all that old dumbass shit like that. But man don't want to separate himself from the fact that you are not your body.
Yeah.
A body is something that you have, not something that you are. The body is a product of the earth.
Yeah.
Nowhere else will you find a replicate. Not in the active universe. In the parallels, yes. But in the active universe, with the neighboring universes and shit, you're not about to find another intelligence like us.
Nah, yeah.
We are a product exclusively reserved for the earth. Same with every other life and life form. We products.
Yeah, we the high form of consciousness in the third dimension.
Well, all things are conscious and have consciousness.
But we got the ability,
you know
what I'm saying? We got the ability to like control it.
Basically. We have the ability to control it, and we have the ability to build. Because plants can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Plants have been here, millions of years before us. And if they wanted to evolve and develop into something higher, they could have, but they chose not to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But they serve an essential purpose that is vital to all life. But you know, that shit, that ancient shit, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the that gets us fucked up because you get too caught up in the past. You know, you ain't gonna know shit.
Yeah, it leave you more confused. Like,
Yeah, and you left in a world that's changing. The Egyptians could not have survived in today's society because of their own traditions. They wouldn't have made it. They would have been locked up. They would have been killed. They would have been executed.
mm-hmm.
The motherfucker would have been getting enslaved. Them Arabs ain't no fucking Egyptians. That's what they are, Arabs. Can't move to Egypt and holler about you, Egyptian motherfucker. It said Herodotus, which is the first historian, said that the Egyptians were black skinned and had woolly hair. It wasn't till the Western philosophers heard this information and said, oh, he was the father of lies. But who made you an authority? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who gave you the idea to pick and choose who is where and what color these people be based off the region? And you're a Western philosopher as well? Fuck out of here. You can't discredit somebody that went and seen these people when they was building the pyramid and then say, that wasn't the truth. He was lying. How?
Then for the people who trying to find out their ancestral root, they taking their DNA and doing shit with their DNA. They ain't really telling
Well,
about their ancestors.
well, you know, they this is where I would say this is where we come into the fact where we have specimen collections due to, you know, they trying to clone motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to replicate their own perfect human being, but you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? The human body is a construct of Mother Earth. And Mother Earth didn't make it. It's not gonna sustain itself. It can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We not governed by the laws of the land because we don't adhere to the mother. The only reason why they even invented the fucking laws is because they was broken. They wanted order. But it's Mother Nature that governs everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is why we have mermaids and shit like that. Mother Nature is the boss. You can put this shit on God if you want to, but it don't take away from the fact Mother Nature is the boss. She decides who dies and who lives. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got shit to do with, you know what I'm saying, all the weird shit that these people, you know, trying to put out. Like, you cannot make a pill for eternal life. And if you clone a fucking human being, it would not be a human being. It'll be something else.
Yeah.
You can't incubate something in a laboratory and think it's gonna survive in the world. Can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that it's not possible. It can't be done. The laws of the earth and the laws of the universe prohibit that kind of shit. You could probably make the body, but you can't make the body alive. You know, because this thing we call consciousness is a gift. You know what I'm saying? It can only be given to you. You can't give it to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now this is where we get into where this is what we would call God. That giving to you, but you can't give it to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the mysteries about life itself. One of the mysteries I'm not trying to figure out because I have no interest in knowing. I don't plan on dying and become being in control of that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, because of this ancient nonsense in today's time is caused and is causing this like the final installment of the law of disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Because the idea that you could be a king individually and your woman could be a queen individually creates a whole nother ego that's far much worse than the ego you already dealt with. The one that was created by a people, society, or yourself. Now you talking about your royalty and all this shit here. Now you created a total fucking monster with the ego. And you on an ego trip from hell. You know what I'm saying? Because you think everybody should bow down to you.
Yeah.
But you won't even bow down to your damn self.
Yeah. It's a lot of ego tripping going on with the so-called country community.
Yeah. Then
See,
you got them other cats that, you know what I'm saying? How the hell can you claim that you're a king? How the hell can you claim that you're a queen and you can't even govern your motherfucking house?
yeah,
Kids doing whatever the fuck they want to do. You ain't doing a goddamn thing back. Kids jumping all, go to a motherfucker how kids jump all on the fucking furniture. You know what I'm saying? Color on the wall. Where's the order?
mm-hmm.
There's a reason why they built pyramids and put them pharaohs in it. They was great leaders, great rulers. They deserve, eternal life. The pyramids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But people don't see that shit because, the ego tells them that because they just came across this information, you're a king, all this shit here. No, we more. We're all God. The white man, a God. The Hispanic, a God. Now, he can denote and denounce his own authority if he chooses, which a lot of them do. But that's his business. It don't take away from the fact that he's God pretending to be a Christian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's God pretending to be a racist. He's God pretending to be a Catholic. He's a God pretending to be a Moor. He's a God pretending to be a king.
Yeah.
A God pretending to be a goddess. It's all everything and everybody is God. You don't see it
Yeah.
because nobody want to take that responsibility for self. You are the key to your own salvation. But with this, well, we're gonna be passive on that. We don't know nothing about that. We scared. That's good. Okay, you scared, but this also creates the law of disorder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, we was all together. Now you fast forward some years, we every fucking where. This is the law of disorder in its finest. Now, thermodynamics use a different term far as when it talks about energy and shit like that. But for me, the law of disorder, the law of disorganization, I use it in context with people because this is what we seeing. So you got the Egyptian kings and queens all throughout America. There's one. That's disorderly within itself. I don't know how. They came up with this ego trip, but they did. And then you got the Moors. That's another one. Now you got three motherfucking divisions or denominations or whatever you want to call them. Then you got all these other outsiders that's a part of this fucking cult, but it's still a hand. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. The Hebrews on the other side. Though.
Yeah, but it's still a hand. You just you put all these fucking titles and labels on this shit, and you wonder why hollering about it ain't no fucking unity. It's not supposed to be.
Everybody.
Mother Nature has shown us throughout time that too much of us in one area is not good. We deplete the resources for one. That's just the law of nature. Too many people in one place, we deplete the resources. Now famines start. Now diseases start. This was the thing about the European, the Dark Ages and shit that they went through. This is all the law of, really compensation when you're dealing with Mother Nature repaying your ass. There's too many of y'all in this one little area. You cannot inhabit one little area. It's gonna fall in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How the fuck you give a king all this fucking kingdom? And then everybody got to live next to the king and shit like that. Y'all built so much shit in this one little area, it fell in. Y'all didn't think about where you gonna put your trash yet. Y'all didn't think, you see what I'm saying? Y'all built the community in a place where there was no water, so what was you gonna bathe? And the water that you did get was strictly for drinking, not to bathe. You fucked yourself over. You see what I'm saying? What happens when you catch the last fish out the pond? Black people need to unite. Man, all that dumbass shit, that shit makes absolutely no sense to me. Because of the simple fact, as far as togetherness, unity, we are as good as it gets. We are probably far more advanced than every other race when it comes down to unity. Because you ain't never heard of a black mass shooter nowhere.
Yeah, you're right.
We ain't went to no damn concert and killed everybody at the Boosie and Webby concert. We ain't went to no Megan Thee Stallion concert and shot everybody on the inside. We together. The problem is we ain't finna get together because of your cause, her cause, these ideas. We're not finna fight behind ideas. You think that motherfucker was wrong. But the people that know him say otherwise. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, we ain't finna get together hollering about, we need to take what's ours. Because how come there's literally not a lot of people going to Africa and going back to Africa? You know why there haven't been a mass migration of black people going to Africa?
Wow.
For one, society gonna collapse in America. America gonna go through its dark age if we left. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In addition to this dark age that they gonna experience, now we put ourselves in danger because we have all huddled up on one continent. You see what I'm saying? It was never supposed to be like that. We were supposed to branch out. This is why you can go to Maine and find black people. This is why you can go to Alaska and find black people. Canada, black people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
We wasn't supposed to do this shit together. Being together is our downfall. That people think unity means being in solidarity, shoulder to shoulder, all in one place, crowded.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm listening.
That's not who we are. That's not what we are supposed to do. That shit is dangerous within its own self. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We put ourselves, we will put the whole race in danger if we did this. And black people are the equivalent to the honeybees far as Mother Earth. Because since we are the ancient people, the oldest people on Earth, let's say that there was a conspiracy to wipe out all black people. Okay, well, when you killed the last black person, guess what? Y'all got 18 months left on Earth before Earth can wipe everybody out.
Yeah. You're gonna self-destruct here.
You got 18 months before Earth wipe out everything. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because we are the first. Everybody else are derivatives of, like, let's say black was the color spectrum or the light, as one would put it. If black is the light and we produced all these other colors, y'all are not necessarily products of the earth, but y'all are derivatives. Y'all are evolutionary descendants from the original people of earth. Now, if you destroy the original people from earth, earth says that there are no more people. So what is this? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What is that? And then it's gonna start sending out storms, and the earth gonna start caving in and all kinds of shit like that, just because it don't know what the fuck these things are that's on this planet.
Yeah.
So it's trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like a virus, like a cold.
It'll hold the right vibration.
Yeah.
For the earth.
Yeah. Hell, the white man think that he may rule the earth. Now Mother Nature rules this motherfucker. She has the final say so. You just think in power far as terms as control over people. But you don't run the earth. The earth run us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we everywhere. That's why we all over the globe. You're not going nowhere and not finding black people. Now the treatment of the black people, now we can debate that till the end of time. But there's a reason why we're going through it. There's a reason why we are allowing this to happen. And it ain't got nothing to do with God or Jesus or none of this shit there. It's because what you do to us, you doing for yourself and to yourself. If you think we don't need to live and we don't have a right to be a human being, guess what? Life, what you sending out to the universe is that you don't have the right to live. You don't have the right to be a human.
What
You see what I'm saying?
To receive.
Yeah. So if you feel that it's okay for to get out there and go gun down a black man, or if a black man feel the right to go gun down another black man, you have to remember where all this shit come from. Now, true, he is telling the universe, God, that, you know, what he doing to this man, he'll do to himself. So this sets off a chain of events that just never really ends up good. But, you know, my argument with that is the government is in favor of killing people. The government is in favor of bombing people. And the government do all kinds of heinous shit. Now, I'd be damned if I tell a black man, a white man, a Hispanic man that he cannot murder his neighbor for fucking his wife. I can't do it because the government has killed people for far much less.
Yeah, innocent.
Yeah, for nothing. Killed them for nothing. So I can't tell you now you can't go aim your chopper up at your next door neighbor. I'm not gonna tell you that you can't. I ain't saying that you should, but I'm not gonna tell you that you can't. Just because our government is in favor of murder. And since they believe that they rule the world, y'all in the controlling position, how come y'all ain't came up with this simple idea that maybe murder is not the answer? We don't need to go kill people no more. We don't need to go drop bombs on people that can't even make cigarette paper. We drop bombs on people that can't even make toilet tissue. And look at where we at now because of that.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? When we could have been over there putting a Charmin in Iran or Iraq, making them motherfuckers mass produce toilet tissue for our comfort. Nah, we decided we're going to drop bombs on their asses. And now we ain't got nothing to wipe our asses with it. We drop a bomb in the toilet. Right now, this is the issue. And I hope the people that's suffering the most from it is the government. I hope it's your ass that's walking in the store and seeing that the fucking shelves is empty because it's your fault. Fuck this virus. It's your fault because you would rather go drop a bomb somewhere instead of make a business deal on some acquisition. You know what I'm saying? Let's do a fair trade, and that way, if we have a conflict or a conflict was to arrive, we're gonna get our best boxer, and you get your best boxer, and we're gonna box it out. May the best country win, and that's how we settle our differences. Or we'll have something like the Olympics. When we have a problem, we just gonna Olympic the shit out. Our best athletes versus yours. Whoever wins, that's the country that was in the right.
Yeah.
As opposed to sitting here fighting and killing each other for what? The Muslims said they don't want your ass in their country. They don't want your US dollars in their country. They don't want your bank in their country. They don't want nothing from America. What's the problem? Let them motherfuckers be. Why you got to build a base over there? For what? Why you got to spy on them? Leave them people the fuck alone. You wasn't over there concerned with that shit when they flew that fucking plane into the building. And if you notice, the plane didn't come from Iran. That was, I think, an American plane. You taught them motherfuckers how to fly the fucking plane. And they flew it into the goddamn building. Y'all paid for all of this bullshit to happen. To trick people out of their rights. What rights? That's the problem with the whole fucking country as a whole. Everybody think that they have a right. I have a right. You don't have a right. She has a right. They don't have a right. That's bullshit. There is no such thing as rights. You either gonna follow the law or the law gonna follow your ass. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's the rule. That's literally Mother Nature's rule.
Yeah, that sound about right. That sound right.
Man. Yeah. You gonna adhere or you not? And when your ass don't adhere to them, you fuck. How the hell you think? How the hell do the government get to decide who's better to live or who got better? This follows into the law of disorder. Because what you're doing to them people over there, somebody's doing over here. They may don't have a U.S. base in America on U.S. soil. They probably got a motherfucking underground tunnel. They probably got an underground bunker of straight Russian intelligence, Chinese intelligence, what they call themselves, the Emirates or whatever, them Arabian people, they may got a bunker somewhere in America just for their intelligence. You ain't the only motherfucker over there putting that shit down there in their grind and keep telling you to stop doing it.
Yeah.
And then you want to go police other people, but you can't even police your goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? How the hell you gonna go teach other people how to live and how about, well, we want them to be free. You can't free no goddamn body. That was the issue with slavery and racism. You thought you had the right to enslave other people and then gonna classify them legally on paper as not humans. Now let them Arabs get that fucking control, they get that power. And they put on a piece of paper that American citizens is not human. Then you're gonna be upset and feel some kind of way. But you did that to black people. You said black people weren't human. Now you got other races of people saying that y'all not human.
So do you think that part of the reason why they say white people going, they're not really populated as much as black people?
So what?
You said whites are not populated like black. Blacks is overpopulated whites and they're not having babies like they used to. You think they had to do something with Mother Nature and how they treated black people?
Yes and no. Because you got to remember the law of compensation when dealing with that kind of subject. Because that's kind of touchy when you get to talking about, they population and shit like that. And for one, they not having a lot of babies because you got to remember the campaign was Wrap It Up. You remember that campaign, right?
Yeah.
Now, at the time, BET, MTV, and there's another one. There's two more, VH1 and CMT, Country Time or whatever. These four networks ran the United States. They ran the whole country. 4 stations ran it. Wrap It Up on VH1. Wrap It Up on MTV. Wrap It Up on the country music channel. Wrap It Up on BET. Now, this is the black population on BET. You got 3 that VH1 had, some blacks on it, couple black things going on. VH1 had a couple of black things going on. CMT had a couple of black things going on, but they was not the predominantly black audience that they catered to. Because 16 and Pregnant came out on on MTV and Next. We didn't watch Next. We was watching motherfucking Martin and the Wayans brothers and shit on BET. We didn't give a fuck about 16 and Pregnant. But this started on MTV. You know what I'm saying? VH1, The Flavor of Love. They got a couple of hits from black people and shit like that. But they kind of catered to a bad stereotype of black women and black men.
Yeah.
So a lot of people wasn't feeling that shit. But all 3 of these was still pushing Wrap It Up. Wrap It Up, Wrap It Up, Wrap It Up, Wrap It Up. And I think MTV was the first music station in the world. They played a song by Nirvana, Video Killed the Radio Star. That was the first music video that was ever played in the world. Now, you catered to a white audience since I think this shit came out in like the 70s or the 80s or 60s, one or the other. It came out during this time period. Now, this 30, 40, 50 fucking years. You see what I'm saying? Y'all done preached, wrap it up, safe sex, this here, that there. Don't do this, don't do that. You came out with the pills. You came out with the shots. You did all this shit thinking that black people was gonna get this, but black people couldn't afford it. There was only one race of people that could, and that was white people. You doomed your own race. Now, I can't say due to the treatment of us, just because of the simple fact the law of compensation got them in another way. That is through sickness and disease. And your whole race is being wiped out in another fashion because now you're having mixed children in the midst. So your own race is being, like, literally you finna have like a whole race of people that are biracial. So you wiped out your own race just because you preached all this hatred about black men. You preached all this hatred about black people. Guess what? Any motherfucking real parent know that the thing that you talk bad about, the child wants. You tell the child that this gun is dangerous, it's a weapon, is this, don't mess with it. Soon as they get to the age of understanding, they got one. You tell them, you tell your daughter, stay away from thugs. You don't want them thugs. You don't want men like me. Guess who they go date? That's the first motherfucker they go get.
I know, right?
Yeah, they skip all over Steve to go find a fake ass Stefan. You know what I'm saying? That's out the hood and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? What you preach against, your children want. Because this is also the law of disorder. Because since you preaching about it, there's something over there that you don't want them getting involved in. But guess what? To them, all they hearing is, you want it because of this. You can have it because of that. This here gonna make you look like this. This here gonna do that for you. They sell drugs. Drugs mean a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? You make it look good. Even though you preaching against it, you make it look good. You make it sound good. This has been true for all children. So if you preaching this hatred shit, then guess what? Now your daughter done snuck a black boy in the bed in the house. Now you mad. So guess what you gonna do? Oh, y'all had unprotected sex, so you go get an abortion. Well, since you gonna be sleeping with them black folks, well, you ain't gonna have no baby by them. You put them on the pill. You give them in vitro shots. Them depot shots, whatever they call it, shit. You give them this. You give them all this contraceptive. Now you fucked up the reproductive organs, and a lot of them. Now they can't have children. A lot of others can't have it because they had so many abortions. It wasn't black people having abortions. Shit, Riri from up the street still got 10 motherfucking kids. And she looked like, goddamn it, like she 19. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see why she got them many, but shit, she can't afford none. She can't afford no fucking abortion. You know what I'm saying? By the stroke of nature, she may have had a couple of stillborns or miscarriages. But other than that, she gave birth. She didn't have a choice. But you gave too many options to the other races. The law of conversation kicked in on your ass. Now you're scared. Black people couldn't afford it. See, here's the thing about it. If they had made healthcare free back in the day, there would have been a lot of black women getting abortions, getting on the pill, all that shit there.
Yeah.
But since you denied that for us, and we couldn't get none of that, we didn't get it. So we kept doing what we doing. We kept on having children, and we are heading to be the leaders of the nation. While you on the other end, y'all knew the doctor. Y'all been going to this doctor for 30 years. Y'all been having the same people, these family members. They'll come see you for free. They'll even come to the goddamn house and write you a prescription on your cat. They literally gave y'all the medical science world literally at y'all fucking feet, and y'all ran through it. Here's the thing about this shit though, because it's something to be learned from it. You don't want it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they gave them everything because they could afford it. Y'all can afford to pay these high ass premiums and deductibles and all this shit here, and y'all have the best health care for your daughter and all this shit here. Even though we know it was cheap or damn near free for y'all, they charged us through the roof for this shit, and we could only get it through our job because we didn't have money like that, but to have it at home or without a job. We need a job for to have the health insurance. A lot of us still don't have it. There's no way around it. But y'all sent y'all kids up there to be lab rats and all this shit there for new science and shit like that. And they made sure they didn't kill you, but what they didn't tell you is that this fuck up your organs. This fuck up the eggs. This fuck up this. You may not be able to have children if you take this medication or if you take this shot. Or if we do more than 3 abortions on you this year, you may not be able to have children no more. They didn't tell them that. They just went on ahead and kept doing it. While black people, shit, what the fuck do we know? Other than we couldn't afford it and we didn't have access to it. And now that the shit, now the life then came back with the invoice saying, well, y'all ain't having enough babies. Now we looking at the browning of America. Oh, now y'all scared. Don't be. Because if you had any fucking sense, you would have known that it was coming. You would have seen it. It don't take much to look at the long-term effect of short-term achievements.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, my daughter going to college. She gonna be in power. She gonna do this. She gonna be a doctor. She gonna be a lawyer. Yeah, but you gave her 5 abortions, so she can't even have children. So there is nobody to carry on the name, the legacy of the work.
Right.
Because you put it all into this daughter, and y'all wasn't gonna let her have no nigga baby. That's your own fault. And how many motherfuckers knew, you know, and you know, I have to be fair with the white women because of the simple fact, you know, I think everybody seen Mississippi Burning. And everybody know how true Mississippi Burning is. These white men, they used to jump on they motherfucking women like it wasn't shit. And the women was just as scared as the black folks were, just because, shit, the white woman can't even call the police. When your husband is the police, you see what I'm saying? Who can you run to? Who can you tell on? Who is you gonna tell on? You see what I'm saying? Now you got now you have the absolute worst promiscuity amongst white women. There's unprecedented when you comparing that shit to black women. You cheat on a white woman, she'll go sleep with your baby brother. And go have his baby and give it to you. You see what I'm saying? Then listen to if you join some of these groups, just ask them what's the wildest thing they've done. They'll tell you, hey, my husband cheated on me. I fucked his brother. I fucked his dad. They do that weird shit. But that's because the hatred deep down in the pit of them is so strong just from those years of abuse. This is how that shit dismantled the civil rights movement. You see what I'm saying? And then also this is where you get interracial dating from, just because, hey, come hell or high water, it don't really matter what this nigga doing. He ain't gonna be worse than what this man done put me through, what I seen my father do to my mother. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, she is correct. May struggle a little bit, may go through the hood, go through a couple shootouts or whatever, go to jail a couple times.
Yeah.
But hey, that man ain't finna beat you and have you laid up in the hospital somewhere for a month. You know what I'm saying? And treat you like a fucking slave. So, you know, white women had to substitute, you know what I'm saying? They had to get rid of evil for good. You know what I'm saying? In some cases, pick the lesser of the two evils. Because I ain't about to sit and tell you all black men been good. They just as fucked up. I know you seen that movie. What's that movie now? Fall from Grace? That motherfucker ashtray, bitch.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah, like I'm not finna say that all else is good, because I know some motherfuckers just like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, the treatment or whatever is, you know, how they treated us. Like I said, nature is getting them on another level that, you know what I'm saying, they can't even figure it out yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And who it's affecting is not so much the number, but the mind. That's the best word to put it as. That's what it's really affecting. It's affecting the mind of them. Because you still got those people clocking in probably right now as we speak to make bombs.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Got the same people right now, you know what I'm saying, hoarding toilet paper and shit like they got some underground bunker. from this virus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you start. You know, here's the thing with people. Fear brings out either the best in you or the worst in you.
Yeah.
And the thing with black people has been the leaders of innovation. And Hispanics have been the innovation. The Chinese people have been the leaders of innovation. White men was the leader of innovations, but they starting to fail at that because they going back into this caveman mentality. And I don't know why. I can't even explain it, but it's happening. It's like we seeing it. It wasn't black people that went in there and bought 50 motherfucking rolls. Bought a whole pallet of toilet tissue, needed 50 boxes. White men did that. They went in there with that bullshit.
Yeah.
That let you know that that's what they think about their money. It's not shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't black people that went in there and bought all the ground beef and stuffed up their freezers and shit like that. It was them. This is caveman thinking. This ain't no motherfucking. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This ain't even rational. They said wash your hands. What they got to do with you shitting? So you gonna buy out all the soap, all the toilet tissue, you gonna buy out all the meat. Y'all didn't nobody buy none of the vitamins in the damn store. Didn't nobody buy no honey,
I know, right?
no tea. I'm talking about little, they ain't even buy no bags of chips. Y'all took the shit that you know, it's that caveman thinking that's gonna get your ass wiped out and y'all gonna get kicked off y'all pedestal that you think that y'all been holding on to for so long at the top. You're not finna be there anymore because of this caveman thinking. The CDC said, wash your hands after you touch things. Wash your hands. All they basically said was, wash your hands more frequently than you normally do. That's basically what they said.
Yeah.
And don't crowd up with people. That's simple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's simple. That shit's simple. You ain't hear the CDC say go rush and buy every piece of toilet paper you can find. They didn't say that not one time, but they did. The law of disorder at its finest. You see what I'm saying? Which is all based off the idea of the religious matrix, this fear-based reality.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not knowing that because you went and bought all the toilet paper, all the toilet tissue, these government agencies, these people in government that got families and shit like that, these people can't go buy toilet tissue. These people mad. They're finna put your ass under martial law.
Yeah.
Since they couldn't get a roll of toilet tissue, your ass not finna go get a roll when they restock. That's what they finna do. Oh, since we couldn't get it, your ass ain't finna get it. You ain't even finna be able to leave the house. If your job ain't essential, you got to stay home.
Yep.
For what? Because your ass didn't know how to wash your hands just a little bit more. You had to go buy up all the meat, all the chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all bought all. You see what I'm saying? Now here's the thing with all that meat and shit like that. What you gonna do with it?
Right.
What's the point of hoarding that shit with nobody to share it with?
Yeah. You're gonna get old.
Did you? And most of these motherfuckers that was buying all that shit are Christians. They in some form of religion. So did you really love thy neighbor when you went to the store? Was you thinking about your brother then? You know what I'm saying? James Baldwin put it perfectly. He said that if I'm hungry, you are in danger. And if you think that my danger makes you safe, you're sadly mistaken. So now you can put your family, because if it go to martial law, you can put your whole fucking household in danger behind toilet tissue and meat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to kill you behind it. These people saw who went in there. And you think that motherfucking Walmart don't work for the motherfucking government, you're a fucking fool.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to release them tapes of all them people that did it. They're going to have the names of them, because if you use your bank card, they got your information. They're going to put that shit on TV. We're going to see who did it, and we're going to find out where you live at, and we coming. We ain't worried about your guns, because guess what? The police are going to be the motherfucker leading the motherfucking army. And when they shoot down them doors and knock them hoes down with them barricades, your little AR-15, your assault rifle ain't shit compared to a motherfucker that got a tank.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to kill.
But well, these people, they not finna come play with your ass. They gonna empty your shit out. And people think martial law gonna be something to play with. Hell no. These people catch your ass outside after their curfew. If the police know you, he might take you back home. Mm-hmm. If the police don't know you, he might take you to jail. It's a might. And I'm talking about the might is so motherfucking small, it's smaller than an ant. Because they have full authorization to neutralize your ass. They'll take your ass to a ditch and kill you. And they don't have to answer for it. They don't have to report to nobody. There is no paid administrative leave. There is no investigation. They are the judge, jury, and executioner under martial law. The police is. If you ain't law enforcement and you don't have that paperwork to be outside, they have the right to kill. See, rights, they have the right to kill you. Mm-hmm. So if I can't go get a loaf of bread, since the governor couldn't go get a loaf of bread, your ass ain't finna go get a loaf of bread. And on top of that, we're gonna give you a little something extra. Goddamn it, now the police got the right to kill you. Yeah. They wouldn't have to answer to nobody about them deaths at all. Because who is there to answer to? You ain't going to court. Because the judge is under martial law too, so he can't leave the house.
Do you think they're gonna be targeting black people?
No, due to the simple fact, black people is still not we not the majority. The only black people that's gonna get targeted is the ones that want to go party and shit like that. That didn't take heed to the warning. The people, the less desirable black people that we don't need in society is gonna be the ones that probably get targeted. The ones we don't want and don't need, fuck, we didn't give a fuck by the nigga, all that shit there. Them probably gonna be the ones get hit. Because them gonna be the rebellious ones going outside after their curfew, going to go party and all that shit. They're holding a block party and shit like that, thinking that them people playing. Even though, I'm sure we can prove for a fact that it wasn't black people that went in there and stopped and bought all that shit. We didn't buy shit in big bulk like that. We just bought what we needed like we normally do and went home.
Yeah.
But they're going to be the ones going outside. But you're going to have a greater majority of white people that's going to be rebellious equally. That's going to be out there, and them probably going to be the one that stockbought all their toilet tissue. They're going to be outside anyway. And goddamn it, they're going to get that ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I call them the less desirable black people just because simple fact. We don't need a fucking party when we at the dawn of spiritual awakening. We don't need garbage ass music. We don't need shit with no substance during the time of spiritual awakening. This is the most crucial time to be alive in history. The history of mankind rides on this timeline here.
Yeah, right.
And nigga, you think it's time to go party? You think it's time for to do a get together? I'm happy that the government is over there trying to make everything small and confine your ass to your house, because that finally gives you the opportunity to face yourself.
Yeah, right.
Now we can decide your character. Is you a real human being, or is you somebody else? Is you ego tripping, or is you, the naked raw soul? I'm comfortable alone.
Me
You
too.
know what I'm saying? If you got to be out there and get people, we don't need your ass anyway. Goddamn, it's been crowd pleasers throughout history. It's a good time to get your ass wiped out, because we don't need you no more. We don't need the hype mans at the party and all. We don't need your ass, because what we trying to get on is some shit that's more powerful than any motherfucking party under the sun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With spiritual awakening, now like Jesus promised mankind that greater works you will do far greater than me. We won't need a doctor's ass no more, because we can heal each other.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why we must look past the past and live in the present. And start,
Yes.
yeah. Keep looking backward, you're gonna be forever lost.
Yep. So, the police, they can have all them kings and queens and the Moors and shit like that. Get them. We don't need them. Shit. We don't need those people at all. And what'll be great about it is the fact, since I don't I don't know. The funeral home may be an essential job, but I doubt it, just because of the simple fact people got to come outside. So they may shut down the funeral home, so that means bodies will be in the street, which will be good for the earth, which brings us to that fifth topic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We are in grave danger because the earth don't think people are dying.
Yeah.
And
And
due to that,
why you say the earth don't think people are dying?
because we putting their asses in caskets. The human body is properties of the earth. If you look at our fingernails, I'm talking about every design on the human body replicates some form of life on earth. It's identical to it. We are part of the environment. We are essential to the environment. And our bodies are being preserved and put in caskets as opposed to being put in the ground. See, the Egyptians was real intelligent, because they didn't bury old Joe Dope, the Egyptian, in no pyramid. Old Joe Dope, the Egyptian, is dead somewhere under the ground some damn well. Hence, this is where you get diamonds from. Diamonds come from ancient civilizations. These are dead bodies that's been compressed. This is where you get your precious diamonds, which they hold no value, but except for in the minds of men. But
Yeah.
the earth don't think people are dying. The earth like, shit, I sent out, I know it's a bit of 7 billion people on the earth, and goddamn it, I only got like a 500,000 in return.
Right.
These are the people that, what I'm saying, they be killed and left out in the streets and slumped over and buried them themselves on some mob shit.
Yeah.
And the law of compensation is saying, you know what I'm saying, that for every life, there's a death. And the balance is off, because the earth is thinking that motherfuckers is living to be 200 and 300 years old, because we've been putting people in caskets for a long time. And at one time did people think that does this body belong in a hunk of metal? Now I'm not against the fact, like let's say if Donald Trump was a great leader or Obama was a great leader and they did something that actually benefited humanity and made them the greatest leader in the world, yes, we could build a pyramid. You know, this man lives for eternity
Yeah.
on us, on our tab. We'll build the pyramid for him. We'll build something greater than the pyramid. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But since ain't none of them did that, that's the reason why no pyramids has been built. They ain't built none for no slave masters. There was, you see what I'm saying? Throughout the whole history of the country, there has not been no great leader. Nobody has been great enough to be buried eternally.
Right.
So, but due to this idea of inclusion, well, my grandmother, she was just as special as everybody else. She a loved one. Look, man, this is a fucking body. It belongs in the earth. From ashes you came, ashes you return. There's chemical compounds and things, enzymes in your body that replenishes the earth. And if you sitting over here depriving the earth of these goods, you robbing the earth of its natural resources by not putting the bodies back where they supposed to be.
Right.
You keep putting these hunks of metal in the ground and the earth is sick. Hence, this is where you get global warming from. It ain't got nothing to do with no damn cars or no damn planes. Fuck that. That shit's stupid. The whole idea of it is meaningless.
Right.
You get it from the body. The human body has to be put in the goddamn dirt. It has to be. This is how crops and shit like that don't end up in famine. This is how you get the topsoil. This is how you produce the best vegetables without bugs and insects getting on this shit. You see what I'm saying? Because the human body is a natural repellent. Once it's dead, it's gonna get its own bugs that's gonna go underground. So guess what? And these same insects, and when they get finished decaying and helping the body break down and shit like that, they go up. So anything that's on top of this topsoil on these plants gonna get ate up by the bugs that was just feeding on the carcass.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Since everything is all interconnected, this here, these insects, they try to get on the plants and destroy the plants. They send out a distress call letting them know that there is something on these plants or on these vegetables that's killing us. So the surrounding insects will not come mess with these particular plants. Therefore, we have a good harvest every year.
Mm-hmm.
We will grow the best things. Matter of fact, there's a cemetery I heard somewhere in Mississippi that I probably saw it as a child and never went there. Don't remember, but they said they killed a whole lot of black people there, and they didn't give them funerals and then they just buried them under the ground. And they said the most beautiful peaches grow there yearly, but don't nobody eat the peaches because they know how they got there.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest idea ever. To not eat the peaches just because bodies. How you think most of this shit got here?
Right.
There's no disrespect to to the dead. That's eternal life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They went back into the earth and the earth gifted us peaches and you motherfuckers not gonna indulge in them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to be. We're gonna have stronger plants, stronger trees, bigger trees when the human body go back in the ground.
Okay, you think that'll raise the oxygen level too? It might. I don't know, but
Yes.
like,
Well, you got to remember that only a small percentage of our oxygen comes from the land. The land is in better words, the filters. The land is the filter. We get all of our oxygen from the ocean. That's where all our oxygen come from. They said 98% of the oxygen come from the ocean. They tried to put it on where the trees is what allows us to breathe. There is no scientist whatsoever that can prove that what we breathe is oxygen.
Right.
He don't know what the fuck we breathing. But whatever it is, be it oxygen or something that's gone by a totally different name, it is the reason why we age and why we die.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they can't prove that, well, it's because of oxygen. You know, I had asked the motherfucker in California when I was out there. I was like, so if it's oxygen that we breathe, when we turn on the air conditioner, why don't we call it, you know what I'm saying, oxygen conditioner? Cold oxygen, hot oxygen. How come we don't call it that? And I said, if this thing that we call oxygen comes only from the trees, how are me and you sitting here talking and we in the middle of the desert? Because I was in the Mojave Desert.
Oh, yeah.
Talking to him. Yeah. And that motherfucker said, you know, the air circulate. I said, how? That motherfucker didn't even know. Yeah, say so. Now you telling me the earth is a big ass fan somewhere that's blowing the air. But like I said, you know, if we don't correct that problem within the next 50 years, the law of conversation gonna start kicking in. And you know, this virus or whatever, like these people already think that they this is the end of days. Oh no, we're gonna really see the end of days.
Right.
Because all the weak people, be it babies, women, children, adults, old people, you name, they gonna just start dropping dead, and we ain't gonna know what the fuck going on. And it's gonna be the earth doing it. If we don't address this problem. This is one of the reasons in my magazine I've got like several solutions proposed up in my head, because we got to go take this information to all nations of men. Look, you niggas is not royalty. You motherfuckers don't deserve shit other than the dirt, just like the average man. Y'all ain't got nothing that we don't want or that we want. Y'all ain't done shit that bettered humanity. We need to put people in the ground. Well, how people are to say they goodbyes to their relative. Look, I ain't said that we need to stop making caskets. We can make biodegradable caskets that break down when the body break down or something of that nature. But look, we're gonna have to stop putting people in caskets. That's basically the bottom line. We're gonna have to stop doing it, because we are not only, we already starting to feel the effects of the law of compensation. We running out of places to live because we have more places for people to die. You know what I'm saying? We have more places for the lay remains. The person's not coming back. They're not gonna get out. There's nobody that I've ever heard in my lifetime that ever got out of the grave. So I don't think people are coming out of them holes. So they ass need to be, you know, we need to feed that body back to the earth so we can replenish the earth and also have places to live. Because these people that we've been buried, these are not individuals. That's the whole concept behind the burial anyway, is that is an individual. He is not an individual. She is not an individual. Her body is a property of the earth. Nothing more, nothing less. Not a spiritual visitor, not an angel sent from heaven. Any of that could be true is gone. When the whole when that piece of the consciousness leave the body, we can call it the soul or whatever we want to put a name on it. There's so many names to it that, you know what I'm saying, that it's hard to keep track of them. It's too many names for them to be exact. We can't name them all. But whatever this thing is, it goes back to the whole. But that body is a dud. Useless to you, but valuable to the earth. Right. Everything that motherfucker did in them 75 years, them 25 years, them 10 years, them 18 years, whatever the fuck, none of that shit matters. It's more valuable to the earth than its value in life. You're more valuable dead than you are living. If it's done properly. You see what I'm saying? Right. And they get people with that impression because of this inclusive ass society that we live in. Well, I want my mother buried because she was special. I want my grandmother buried because she was special. My daddy was special. Look, hey, I'm not arguing the specialties of these people. Okay. What I suggest we start, huh?
Can't afford.
Yeah. And my thing is, what I suggest that we do as a whole or as a nation, or whatever you want to call it, what we should do is build like a building, like the Taj Mahal. But instead of trying to put bodies in the Taj Mahal, bury the bodies in the earth. And then, you know, you get a little name tag or something like that that goes up on this wall within this Taj Mahal, and this be the memorial site. You see what I'm saying? While the body goes on to fulfill a greater purpose, because to keep having individual funerals is fucking us up, and we're gonna fucking lose, and we're gonna get wiped out because of that. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't worried about the fact that, you know, well, racism, all this shit here could do it, or what the other people got going on, man. Fuck them folks. We all in the same boat. This shit applies to all of us. It is a world emergency.
Right.
And like I said, you know what I'm saying? We don't get to dictate and tell Mother Earth who's special and who gets to do what. That's what the Egyptians figured out. That's why they only buried great leaders. They had 32 dynasties. There ain't no 32 pyramids in Egypt. You see what I'm saying? So all their leaders wasn't good.
Right.
I'm sure they got buried in the valleys of the kings and the queens and shit like that. But that was about it. You see what I'm saying? That was about far as this shit was gonna go. They wasn't going no further.
Yeah.
And where are the rest of the Egyptians at? Where's the burial site for Joe Dokes and all them? Where they buried at? Where they tomb at? They ain't got one.
Right.
Because this is the thing about an advanced civilization. They understand life in its most minute factor. All the way down to the smallest detail, they understand it. They grasp the concept. You don't grasp the concept when you thinking in inclusion and you ego tripping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't thinking about what's better for the earth. You only thinking about your own selfish ass needs and your pussy ass feelings. Which all of these are false gods. Well, that was my grandma. You man, fuck that. We better get their asses out these caskets and do something more meaningful with them. Right. And my thing is, you know, don't bury no human body 6 feet in the earth if you dealing with a free body. Now you got to look at 12 feet. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
12 feet below it's gonna reach that topsoil. Fluid, all that shit is gonna reach that topsoil, which is gonna enrich and supercharge all the soil. And I'm basing this shit right here off the fact that if you remember during the first when the pilgrims came and they was going through the famine, the Indians had to go teach them what to do and how to survive through the famine. And they was teaching them that you take the fish and you bury the fish 12 inches under the ground, less than a foot. You're only dealing with 6 inches just to plant something. You see what I'm saying? So that shit there alone, that 12 is symbolic to the Indians. So the body need to go 12 feet to enrich that land.
Right.
You shouldn't be digging 12 feet in earth for nothing else. Not to lay no pipe, not to build no pipes, not to build no wheel. You see what I'm saying? Shit, what's the average height of a basement? I don't even think that shit 12 feet. You see what I'm saying? But we gonna have to do something for enriching the land. My thing is put the bodies in the crop fields. So where all these farmers farm and that farmland, that farm property, and where we gonna it's gonna be strictly reserved for the conservation of the forest. Put the bodies there. That way we can have better crops and we can preserve the forest even better. You see what I'm saying? While we live everywhere else outside of these areas. Don't try to bury no dead body in no rock. A rock don't need a dead body. But where there's greenery, where there's, plant intelligence,
Right.
that's where the body is needed. Wherever there's vegetation at, that's where the body is needed.
Yeah. That makes sense, though. For real.
Man, that's the only way we're gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? For if we, the human race, gonna survive. The animals ain't putting they loved ones in fucking caskets. Shit, the most intelligent, the highest intelligence on the earth, that's on the land, is plants and I think germs. These are the highest forms of intelligence. They ain't putting nothing in caskets. They not having funerals. And just because they the highest form of intelligence don't mean that they are the most conscious form. They don't need an ego. They don't need to trip. You know what I'm saying? They can't set trip. There is no such thing as a loved one because they understand that there's no such thing as death. That's the thing that people don't understand. You leave one body, you get another one.
Right.
Because we the same people over and over. We keep doing the same shit. We go to war with everybody. We keep conquering shit like this is a new land or a new world or some shit. You ain't over there in Iraq and shit like that fighting them people for no fucking freedom. Either you fighting their ass for resources or for money.
Right.
You're doing one of the two. You ain't going over there for no fucking freedom because if your ass was concerned with freedom, you wouldn't let black people get gunned down in the streets of your country. You wouldn't allow it, period, if you was concerned with freedom. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You wouldn't go drop bombs on other people in the name of freedom while you sitting here letting bombs go off in the subway station or in a church that killed 4 little girls. You wouldn't allow that to happen if you was concerned with freedom, other people's freedoms, other people's rights. If you were so concerned, your ass wouldn't be. You would have done a lot of shit in America. You would have said, you know what? We don't need to keep paying for healthcare. We'll make it free for everybody. not just an exclusive to the white man. No, we're not gonna try to fuck over our citizens. That's another reason why black people don't understand that concept of the word free. Because under free healthcare, they did the syphilis experiment. Hollering about they was giving black people polio shots, giving them syphilis just to see how they act and what it does to the mind. They did that shit in Alabama.
Right.
Yeah. They did all this bullshit. You gave the Indians smallpox in the blanket. There was one motherfucker on Facebook out hollering about here. If our viruses are man-made, where's the patent for smallpox? It's online. Now they'll sit there and tell you some old flabbergasted ass lie hollering about, well, we patent it so we can work with it. Motherfucker, it's a germ. It's not a person. It's not an entity that needs a house and food and shelter and needs a damn job.
Right.
But you gave black people syphilis. That's why we don't want your fucking free system or nothing. Because you sit there and run experiments on black people and kill off black people. There was a motherfucker that came to Mississippi, some old doctor, in the name of peace and Jesus Christ and all that jazz there. And he was over there telling the black women that they had cancer, giving them cancer treatment, and they ain't even had it.
No.
No bullshit.
Dang.
Killing black women. Matter of fact, my grandmother, when she was younger, I guess she had went to a doctor or some shit like that, and the doctor told her that she had diabetes and gave her all this diabetes medicine and insulin.
Right.
And she didn't even have it, but later turned into actual diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't have it to begin with, and they gave her all that medicine.
Right.
And she didn't need none of it.
And just reduce it to all this shit.
Yeah. So, you know, this name, this concept of free healthcare is to black people. We look at it as a joke because a lot of us ain't gonna go see them fucking doctors, even if it is free. Just because of what you done in the past, we believe you will do today.
Right.
And here's the thing with doctors and shit like that. It's only been white doctors that will come out and write a book and tell you that chemotherapy don't work and they got a 98% failure rate. It's only a white man that'll tell you that they wasn't giving out polio, they was giving them black folks syphilis shots, exposing racism in healthcare.
Right.
Name one black doctor that didn't expose some shit. I ain't none. They are just as big of traitors to the race as the people that are useless.
Right.
You ain't trying to help nobody. You ain't even trying to help your damn self. Them white men, they was not only helping they people, they was helping black folks at the same time by exposing the truth.
Right.
Because you can't pay them and shut them up or threaten them, we gonna take your license. They wasn't scared. You can take the license, motherfucker, I still work. Black people, no, they don't do that. They get scared and all shuffle all up and well, you know, we ain't gonna, you know, we ain't seen nothing, boss. Same with the black lawyers. They ain't trying to put black people on game about the legal system.
Nah.
They just bullshit.
Right.
You gonna sit there and do whatever your slave master tell you to do. There was some doctors that graduated somewhere in Georgia or North Carolina. They went to a slave plantation and took a picture saying this was beyond their ancestors' wildest dreams. Not taking the time to realize that during slavery, they had black doctors, plenty of them. Nigga, you're not the first motherfuckers to go to school and graduate.
Right.
They didn't need to go to school because guess what? Back then, during those times, you didn't need to go to school to be a doctor. All you had to do was study. be
No.
an understudy. You
Yep.
see what I'm saying? You know how many motherfucking morticians and doctors came up studying under another doctor in that time frame during the slave era, all the way up into the civil rights era? You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't the first motherfuckers to do it. And that piece of paper that they give y'all, that ain't shit because they can take that shit away. They can take that piece of paper just like I have a CDL. They can take my life away and say, nigga, you don't drive trucks no more.
Right.
They can do your license like that. They can do your medical license like that. They can revoke your shit and say, nigga, you can't practice no more. Our ancestors in slavery had more freedom than we have today. The only problem was they did actual slave labor.
Yeah.
So they had to work for free under the fear of death. Fast forward to today. We still working under fear.
Right.
May not be fear of death, but it's under the fear of shit getting cut off, because you got to remember, all electricity and utility companies, they all are under the guise of racism. They are just as a part of the Ku Klux Klan as anybody else. Because when your ass is late 1 week, they send you a notice. We finna disconnect. They act like they're running out of money. We finna turn it off. You got 48 hours before we turn it off. We finna disconnect service.
Right.
From the water bill, the light bill, the phone bill, the electricity bill, they all saying the same shit. They sitting here threatening you for your money that you just worked for.
Right.
Rent is always due at the same time. We understand that there is no getting around that. But in the proper society, all of this shit's supposed to be free anyway.
Right.
Under a free society, housing should be free. You should get your dream home built just because the people that build houses love to build houses.
No, right.
They should get the supplies for free. You shouldn't go to the store and have to pay for food. You are a part of the human family. You should not have to pay for cars. You see what I'm saying? There's only a few things that you should pay for, and that is your clothes and your luxuries. And that is, if you want to go to Dubai for the weekend or some shit like that, you have to pay money for that shit. There ain't no way around it. That way they keep your ass working. You see what I'm saying? But you're working with money to live a more intrinsic life of value that is a natural right. You'll have a more meaningful life, because now you actually working for something, not someone. You see what I'm saying? You team up with a motherfucker and go work at McDonald's, bust out some shifts and shit like that if you know you're going to Rio at the end of the month. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People gonna always work, but under this shit called capitalism, you got motherfuckers being threatened and shit like that. We gonna turn this out. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. IRS, we gonna seize this, seize that shit. And this shit has caused outright chaos. This shit is worse than slavery today.
Right.
They didn't have those problems. There wasn't no IRS man that was gonna walk up to them hiding by their ear. We gonna come take your property. The government decided to do that though when they did the Emancipation Proclamation. They say, "Shit, well, we gonna own the slave owner and the slaves." Hence, enslaved everybody.
I know, right?
Yeah, and most white people too fucking stupid to realize that they got tricked. Why you thought the white man, why you thought the black man was your enemy? It's the people that look just like you that are your natural enemies.
Right.
And then not on top of that, you got science that reduced us down to the equivalent of fucking rodents. So they tell us, well, we have really no fucking value. We don't affect nothing on the earth. You know what I'm saying? It's the cars that we drive. It's the things outside of us that's causing the earth to do this and the earth to do that and global warming this and all that. Now, one time thinking that we are the center of the world. It's the human body.
Right.
You robbing the earth of the human bodies here. The earth, far as the earth concerned, the earth think that shit we shooting people into space. The earth think we colonizing someone else. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's an amazing concept you came with
Not knowing.
about the bodies in the earth.
Yeah, well, you know, high intelligence is what brought that to my attention. Mainly because I questioned and I denied the whole idea of this concept of global warming. I've never believed in it, never will.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me that it's this shit that's causing this, and then you saying that man is totally irrelevant. Oh, we have to eat one cheeseburger a week to preserve cows for the next 100 years. Oh, we have to reduce our car consumption and take transit in order to reduce our carbon footprint. That shit just sounds believable to a motherfucker that follows the herd. But that shit sounds absurd to a motherfucker that thinks. Like shit, y'all base that shit off fashion. What's believable, didn't it? Y'all ain't gonna tell people the much darker truth. Which that's what my magazine gonna be about. Exposing the darker truth. Because the darker picture is always the correct one. There's never been the other way around.
Right.
People wanna say that the truth is gray. No, it's not gray. The truth is not black, nor is it white. It's a much larger picture. Yeah, you know, like I said, we got like 50 years to correct this shit. And if we don't, shit, boy, they think they ain't seen something. They ain't seen nothing yet. And we already behind scientifically. You know, I said yesterday that our science is literally in the Great Depression phase because human progress has flatlined. This shit is stagnated. It's just like this. It's straight. We ain't going up. We ain't going down. We just fucking like we reached our maximum altitude and we just ride.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All because of the simple fact that these, I ain't gonna say that it's our scientists, but it's the people that pay our scientists to produce bullshit. It ain't got nothing to do with scientists. It's the people that's paying them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's their bosses that sit there and go pull a scientist that deal with quantum physics and go put him with a motherfucker that deal with nuclear physics and make these motherfuckers make a bomb together. That ain't what nuclear physics is for. That ain't what quantum physics is for. Those two different paths. Y'all gonna mind, oh, let make a weapon. Nigga, you fucking sick if you think in terms of trying to wipe people out.
Right.
What's the point? If you let's say tomorrow that we can reduce the earth down to just 10 people. Y'all gonna wipe yourselves out in less than a year. Y'all gonna kill each other. Right. Because there's no other human interaction. Y'all gonna know everything there is to know about each other. So if y'all got all the money, guess what? That money is useless because where you gonna take it? Who you gonna spend it with? Who you gonna share it with? What you gonna do with it? What can you buy? There's nobody building things there because you killed everybody. So there's no builders. There's no toilet paper. All business for the essentials that you need or the luxuries in life that your ass been accustomed to cease. There will be no more scientific breakthroughs. If your ass gets sick, there are no doctors. There will be well-rounded and all knowledge of health. You see what I'm saying? And if he can't call nobody from Africa or nowhere to help him out, guess what? You fuck. And they sit there, they talk that bullshit on TV. I call those people racist. Everybody on the news because they sit there, they talk about the same shit. Ain't nobody putting the task the fact that we are behind in human progress.
Right.
We have flatlined. Because every great thinker, everybody that came, they had some African that came up with a vehicle that ran off water. Somehow they killed him. There's only one man right now currently that could change the whole world. And if he ever was to come across this video and see it, I would love it if he responded. And that is Elon Musk. And if he took the time to hear this proposal, he would know that it's going to sound so insane it ain't got no option but to work. And that is, first and foremost, he would need to get all his investors on board to buy the patents for the cars that GNC makes, Ford makes, Cadillac, Jaguar, Jeep, Hummer. If he can acquire all the patents to build these cars and start making them, all electric or hybrids or whatever, however they're making them Teslas now. He can even put the Tesla emblem on these vehicles, but he need to have a large variety. And all he has to do is sell these hoes at $5,000 a pop, and he will run the automobile world. There would be more of his cars out on the road than anybody else. He would be literally like, he would be the made so many cars. Everybody's in an electric car. He gonna have to hire more people to be service technicians to build the little electric thing to plug into them. We're gonna have to have them bitches all from coast to coast and everywhere in between. Not only will we need to have that going on, see, this here creates a booming economy. You see what I'm saying? Now, instead of having 1 million people driving a Tesla, 2 million people, 3 million people, now you're talking about hundreds of millions of people driving Teslas. Y'all done literally killed the pollution level to damn near zero. Now Elon can go work on building his first electric plane. Right. You see what I'm saying? That way, even reducing the carbon footprint even greater, selling them tickets at like $50 a pop to anywhere in the world. You gonna rule. And all them old racist people with this oil, with this crude oil, they're sitting over here thinking that they somebody holding on to it, going to war, killing people. We don't need it no more because we ain't even using fuel.
Right.
So shit, your ass can drink it or eat it. Don't really matter to us. But guess what? You on your own with it. That shit don't mean nothing no more. And Elon would be the leader of the world, and he would be the motherfucker we would bury in a pyramid. You see what I'm saying? I told iPhone this same concept before they came out with the XR. I said, look, I got the Max, and I was like, look, now we can sell these phones at $1,500 a pop all day, every day if y'all want to. But you're only gonna sell like 10 million. And I say, would you rather sell this phone at $1,500 and sell 10 million of these bitches? or would you like to sell this motherfucker at $799 and sell 300 million?
Right.
You know they picked a larger number.
Right.
I'm like, here, the idea is I want everybody's hand to be filled with my phone. The car industry, they sell cars for $30,000 and $40,000. This shit's fucking ridiculous. You selling these cars at the price of houses.
Right.
You ain't selling shit. And here's the thing about it. If you was a smart car dealership, your only concern would be to put asses in cars. If you were smart, that would be your only concern, is to put asses in cars at any cost. If GMC and Cadillac was to sell them cars at $5,000, but that's why I gave it to Elon. Because I'm like, he's the only person that can pull it off. Right. And the reason why is because everybody else gonna fall behind him. That's what they gonna do. They gonna try to run behind him, say, oh, well, if he can sell it at 5,000, I guess we can sell it for maybe 10.
Right.
That ain't gonna work because Elon was the first. You know what I'm saying? And now we can go get a Cadillac of the same year that's just like a Cadillac, but better than a Cadillac, all electric, that's decked the fuck out. And we can throw 26s and 30s on that bid, and we paid $5,000 for it. Now we can go pay $5,000 for an Elon Cadillac, or we can go pay $80,000 for a Cadillac.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the Elon Cadillac got way better features than the Cadillac, and the Cadillac run off gas, while Elon run off electricity.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That'll help Mother Nature out too, also.
Yeah. So the way I say Elon is the motherfucker, he's in the position to become the greatest person that ever lived as far as this civilization, and literally be buried eternally. Everybody else, he would have literally more rank than the presidents, all of them. Because from Clinton to Bush to Obama to Trump, all of them motherfuckers, they going in the ground. But not Elon. You see what I'm saying? And we can put all his ideas and write them shits on the scribes, on the pyramids, as if they hieroglyphs and shit like that, and be something way much better, way cooler, that'll last forever. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to what we got. But only he is the motherfucker that can really be that. He can make it happen, or he cannot. But you know what I'm saying? You know, business is not gonna go nowhere. Like that's why Cadillac always, their car lots be full. People not buying like that because people can't afford them. I don't know whose salary y'all based in the price of these fucking cars off of, but it's surely not the average American. And my thing is, there's only three car makers in the world that are worth it. It's probably more, but three off the top of my head. And they worthy of their price tag. There's Rolls Royce. That is Lamborghini. And the motherfucker that make the car from Back to the Future, the DeLorean, them the only three car makers that's worthy of whatever they ask for. Man, fuck, so be it. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that kind of bread to pay for this car. But those the only people that demand that kind of respect and deserve that kind of respect. Everybody else, man, your price tag needs to be between $5,000 and $10,000.
Right. Affordable.
Yeah, exactly. Mercedes-Benz is up there with after DeLorean, because Mercedes-Benz make cars that protect the driver and the people inside the car. I've seen they cars wrecked. Them are like those motherfuckers are made to last. So they worried of they price tag. But everybody else that y'all motherfuckers got 100% fatality rate, $5,000, $10,000. Man, you ain't worth no more than that. You ain't worth $80,000. Even Mercedes Benz ain't charging $80,000 for some of their cars. I think the $80,000 car that you talking about, the Maybach now, the S class, and then them Jeeps, they run up to like 190. You see what I'm saying? But they worthy of those numbers. But everybody outside of them cars, oh hell no. If that motherfucker can't withstand the impact of a semi truck, it's not worth the price.
Right.
If that motherfucker roll over and kill everybody in the car, it's not worth the price. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Kia was the first people to actually try to run for a decent number. They was letting them Kia Optimas go for like 15,000.
Right.
But that wasn't low enough. They was popular amongst the black people, but it wasn't low enough. You see what I'm saying? Because when you look at the price tag of just $14,000, that's the majority of people's salary cap in a year. $14,000. Once the government took his piece and everybody then deducted from them child support, you name it, that's what they left with is $14,000 for the fucking year.
Right.
Can't afford that. You see what I'm saying? And ain't nobody finna neglect taking care of themselves, paying their bills, paying for where they live at, buying clothes, and if they got kids, Lord have mercy. You see what I'm saying? They're not finna neglect it to buy a fucking car. That way we can get some of these motherfucking ragged ass cars off the streets. But it's gonna be up to Elon for to make the price at $5,000 and be compensated with the world buying exclusively from him. And then we're gonna watch Ford and GMC and Chevy and all the motherfuckers fall in line trying to keep up with him. Not knowing that their price dive not only put his car in everybody's hands, it put all of his people, and he need more people to put the work.
Right.
Because, this is the motherfucker that's going to lead us into the future. GMC is not going to lead us into the future. Ford is not going to lead us into the future. I don't give a fuck how many Ford Fusions they come up with and hybrids. You're not leading us into the future. Cadillac ain't coming either. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to get away from this oil. We're going to get away from this shit. Well, I'm not sure what the value of this oil is, but I'm sure it holds value when we're dealing with Mother Earth. So we need to buy this and the oil back in the ground. You know what I'm saying? We not cooking with what's this shit? What they call this shit back in the day? You remember that oil?
Frisco?
Nah, it's another one.
It's about oil.
They go by another name. Lord. Yeah, we don't cook with lard no motherfucking more. Goddamn, we cooking with vegetable oil and peanut oil. Goddamn, we reducing the footprint all the way. We're going to zero. You see what I'm saying? Because really, that's what I predict for Elon, though. But that's the only way he gonna be able to do it is if he sell them cars at 5,000 a piece, trying to put them in every American household that he can. That's the only way I can see him coming out with a plane that's gonna tackle the, the airline industry. Because he the motherfucker with the technology that can do it and got the people that, he got the best brains in the world with him. So he's the only person that can do it, but they can't do that shit. They can't get past these fucking cars. They can't sell enough to think about making a plane, let alone a boat. You see what I'm saying? But if we can get this man the funding that he needs, we'll be there. Cause $5,000, man. A lot of women get there with their taxes. So them SUVs gonna be going like hotcakes. I'm talking about every motherfucking tax season.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He gonna sell so many of them bitches. They gonna have to open up the factory in February just to be ready for January. You see what I'm saying? And then you got to think about the people that's going to crash these cars and tear them up because everybody ain't no good driver. Everybody don't take care of no car. And get what? When they wreck that one, Elon can sell his own insurance to them that's cheaper than everybody else's to keep the car. And then guess what? When you wreck this one, you get another one. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't have to go crank up that old 1985 Chevy and try to ride it around. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That way you'll see gas prices go to 25 cents a gallon. You see what I'm saying? It was 89 back in the 90s. I think it was the lowest was like 65 cents in the 90s. Now you hollering about 25 cents, boy, we going back to the prohibition days. You see what I'm saying? That shit was just pennies. But that's what they ass deserve anyway. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? You've made enough money throughout time. And if you didn't save your money, hey, that's your fault.
Right.
Because I don't know how the fuck you didn't save money making $1 billion a year. Shit, that's horrible money management if you didn't save none of it.
Right.
But I think, like I said, Elon gonna be the one to do it. And like I said, with the bodies and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Now we talking about we replenish the earth, but also we give the earth back its natural energies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We restore it. That way it can keep up with 5G technology and shit like that.
Right.
But goddamn, as long as hell, the earth think we colonizing on the fucking moon shit. And the earth over here like, man, I'm getting sick. I think I got the flu. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I appreciate you coming by, man. Speaking the truth.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm sitting over here. I ain't twisted yet, but I'm about to get there.
I feel.
Oh yeah. And anytime, man, just let me know. And shit, we can do it.
Right.
Anytime. Now I'm gonna play with this shit a little bit more. That way, hell, I can familiarize myself with it, and then we'll be ready. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let everybody know who you are, name, how they can contact you.
Well, you can contact me on Facebook, Irving Curtis.
Right.
That's the best way to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm also looking for to replace my friends list anyway with people that is like-minded.
Right.
That you feel it and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You into it far as what we discussed. If you're on the same level, man, add me. If you send me a message, I respond instantly. Or whenever I got the chance to, if I ain't driving nothing like that. But that's the best way to get in touch with me because I stay on Facebook. Don't take anything I say personal because for the most part, I talk a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I post a lot of crazy shit on there.
You gotta,
but, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I drop a few Jews from time to time, but I don't drop them often just because of the simple fact they go over people's heads.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So